welcome to Mill Valley High School in Shawnee. Tonight's Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Kansas Class 5A State Sub-State Football. And you've got number 4 St. Thomas Aquinas taking on the number 1 team, the two-time defending state champs of Mill Valley. Hi everybody, Kevin White along with Mark Borichter, our sideline reporters Bethany Bowman. We welcome you to Shawnee, Kansas. Our entire crew does. We got a chilly night and we've got a team that just never wants to die. I've said it before and I've said it again. Mill Valley, you got to get them out of the bracket if you want to win a state championship this year.
Well, you do, and back-to-back state champs in Mill Valley, and this is a really strong team. I personally believe it's not as strong as last year's team, but that's not a knock on this team. They've been doing tremendous work all season long, and these two teams are really familiar with each other. St. Thomas Aquinas is going to bring it tonight as well.
Time now for the Hy-Vee player profile. This guy headed to Mizzou, Jalen Marshall on the D-line.
Well, Jalen Marshall's an absolute beast, Kevin, at 6'5", 300 pounds in the middle, 27 quarterback hurries, 4 sacks on the year. And there's a size mismatch with him up front against this Mill Valley offensive line tonight. It's something certainly to watch.
And running the football for Mill Valley, a guy that hasn't played much but doing a great job this year, Reese Kennedy.
Well, Reese Kennedy has virtually come out of nowhere for this team over the last couple of years. And 1,140 yards on the season, averaging 7 yards a carry, Kevin, 13 touchdowns. We're going to see a lot from both of these teams on the ground here tonight.
Mill Valley playing host to St. Thomas Aquinas. The winner goes to the state championship game next Saturday in Pittsburgh. It's the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week, and we're back with the opening kickoff right after this. 48 degrees, winds out of the south around 10 to 15 miles an hour. Mill Valley won the opening coin toss, deferred their option to the second half. They will kick away to St. Thomas Aquinas. Gavin and Rizzy deep men. Ryan Wingert, senior kicker, has it on the tee at the 40. 5A state semifinal football. Winner going to Pittsburgh next Saturday. They either play Cape and Mount Carmel or Mays in a 1-3 matchup out of the West bracket. Last year, it's 42-7 Mill Valley in the same matchup. As we await the opening and kickoff between Mill Valley out of the Sunflower Conference. They won that league, and St. Thomas Aquinas out of the Eastern Kansas League. Fans on their feet. Big crowd here in Shawnee tonight at Mill Valley High School. Be Rizzy on a muff near the 10-yard line. And the slot back will take it out near the 25-yard line. And Mark Borichter, St. Thomas Aquinas runs a unique offense called the flex bone. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's an interesting offense, and you don't see a ton of teams running it nowadays, Kevin. We see a lot of spread offenses, the flex bone. You see a lot of motion from their wing backs, a lot of misdirection, trying to confuse the defense. And defensively, you've got to be extremely disciplined with your eyes and your gap responsibilities, as most of the damage is done on the ground.
Maxwell Ford is the quarterback. Completes 41% of his passes, 4.2 yards per carry. Sean Carroll is the fullback in this offense. He's the main running back. And the quarterback will take off. And a limited gain. Grant Rutkowski, the defensive lineman, making the stop. A gain of 3, second down and 7. St. Thomas Aquinas averaging 30 points per game, 359 yards per game. But they're -3 in turnover ratio, as they've had 17 giveaways offensively. This is a team that's on a run. They won 5 in a row despite being a 7th seed coming into the East bracket. Running play to Carroll. He is gobbled up, not much doing. Mikey Bergeron, number 27, strong safety, makes the stop. That'll leave him 3rd down and 5. Last 3 meetings between these teams. Mill Valley has won 2 of the 3. Ford hit and going down, and it was number 45 in there. That was Truman Griffith. The nose guard denied the pass and forces a 3 and out. This guy, this sophomore, Mark Richter, huge upside.
Well, huge upside. You're going to see him right over the top of the right guard and just extreme penetration right there with Cody Moore as well. Just pushing the guard and tackle back and right into Maxwell Ford before he could do anything with the football.
Punting unit coming out. 4th down, long, and a low short punt against the wind, and Aquinas will down it at the 46-yard line. It's only going to be a 22-yard punt. There is a flag down on the play. Max Dorfler is your punter.
This is going to be a holding penalty on Mill Valley.
Dean Pierce is your referee.
Holding on Mill Valley.
So big holding penalty here on the punt will back Mill Valley back up into their own territory.
Quarterback is Hayden Jay, the junior. Played a little last year. Had Cooper Marsh, their superstar quarterback, got hurt and got some time. This guy's had a very good junior campaign. 1st and 10, Reese Kennedy running it. Lost the 45, still fighting hard. Finally taken down by the free safety, Marshall, but a tough run by Reese Kennedy, who Mark pointed out hadn't been playing football that long.
No, and he's not a real big guy either, 5'9", 187 pounds, but as a senior, you saw right there, continuing to drive his legs, pulling the guard and the wing back through, and then right here, just watch him keep driving his legs to make this 2nd and 4.
Barely played JV football last year. Now has run for over 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns, 6 100-yard games. And this time he is upended at the edge, and that is MJ Overstreet, the outside linebacker, the transfer from Blue Springs South.
You want to watch a textbook tackle. MJ Overstreet right here keeps his leverage, drives through, picks up Kennedy and puts him down.
That'll leave him at 3rd down and 4. Jaguars averaging 33 points per game, 363 yards per game. A good offense. Slant pass, too tall, incomplete for Aiden Jacobs. Flag is down in the secondary for St. Thomas Aquinas.
Well, this was a real nice job of Hayden J waiting for Jacobs to open up into the second window. Kevin, a little bit of contact on the outside.
Pass interference. Defense, 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
It's not on number 50, it's on 25. Jacob Bittner is the actual number. Bittner, the corner, was on Jacobs. A little bit of contact before the ball was thrown. But it's a 1st down for Mill Valley.
35-yard line plus territory after the short punt. Mill Valley going to try to take advantage. Here's Reese Kennedy trying to cut back. And he was ridden down hard there by Connor Ellis, the Hawk linebacker. One of their most improved players on the defensive side of the ball. Over 50 tackles coming in. Second down and 8. Jaguars' lone loss, week 4. They lost to Lawrence Free State in Lawrence. Pass down the field and incomplete. Receiver kind of shut down his route there, Mark. That was Aller-Heiligen, the tight end.
You're going to see Aller-Heiligen come out from his tight end position, as you mentioned, Kevin. And decent job right there by Bittner, the corner, just kind of holding his ground. And the only place Hayden J could go was over top.
There you see the passing numbers. Good season and good rushing numbers as well. Pass to the outside, low. And the diving catch is made for a first down. Going down low is Aiden Jacobs, the senior, his 15th catch of the year.
Well, this is just a nice rhythm throw by Hayden J to the outside on the comeback to Jacobs. Keep in mind, Kevin, Mill Valley really wants to run the football as well, but they have the wind right now and taking advantage of it, trying to put the ball in the air.
That was a 10-yard passing play. Here's Kennedy into the secondary. Kennedy cutting it back into the end zone. Touchdown, Mill Valley. Reese Kennedy, 23 yards.
There's a flag down at the 10-yard line, I believe. And this one's going to come back.
Well, they did the flickering lights prematurely. The right tackle.
It's 53, I believe, right there against Connor Ellis. Kind of at the point of attack, but that's where the holding call, I believe, came from, negating the touchdown.
So 1st and 5 after the holding penalty. Play action, Jay going deep middle, off the hands of Jacobs, incomplete. Looks like a post pattern there to Aiden Jacobs, who just had the first down catch.
Well, I love the aggressiveness. You shock him with a big run. It gets called back. Little play action here. This is a design little post wheel to the outside, and Aiden Jacobs is wide open. Just Hayden J just unable to connect with him on the post. But I love the aggressive play call there on first down.
19-yard line in the red zone. Give it off to Kennedy, and Kennedy's going to be thrown for a loss. Wyatt Potter, the Eagle linebacker and the team's leading tackler, gets credit for a tackle for a loss. That's his 10th of the year.
We mentioned Wyatt Potter being the leading tackler on this team. Watch him keep leverage here as well and then just drag down Kennedy on the perimeter. That's a nice play by Wyatt Potter.
Honor, one of their upside players, only a sophomore. Now 3rd down and 10. Jay stepping up, in trouble, and going to be sacked. Connor Ellis got him from behind. And that'll be his 2.5 sacks now for Connor Ellis.
One of the things you want to watch tonight is the mismatch up front. And right there you saw big Jalen Marshall with his penetration really made this play for Aquinas. Forced Hayden J out of the pocket and Ellis there to clean it up.
So back-to-back negative plays leaves Mill Valley at 4th and 16. They're kind of in between. They'll go with a pooch punt, and that will land in the end zone. So too long for a field goal, and really it's a tough situation there, a little tweener situation, as we check in with our sideline reporter, Bethany Bowman.
Guys, you mentioned the familiarity between these two teams. This is the 7th consecutive season that these two teams have met in the 5A state playoffs. 6 of those meetings have been in the semifinals. Both coaches know each other very well, actually both telling me that they consider each other very good friends, and both teams know each other very well as well. And so, that presents a challenge from both coaches. And if you saw on that first touchdown that got called back, Mill Valley has a tradition of flickering the lights on any touchdown. And so head coach Randy Dreiling telling me coming in here, they just want to keep the lights on like Motel 6. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Bethany. Another big play by the nose guard, that super sophomore, who they say definitely has college potential, Truman Griffith. And as you take a look at Randy Dreiling, former Hutch head coach in his 8th year now, St. Thomas Aquinas led them to a state title in 2018 and 2 runners up. And now the ball on the field and still loose. Mill Valley covers it up, it looks like. Let's get the call from the officiating crew. Yes, it is covered up by Mill Valley. Now we're still waiting. Yeah, there's the signal. Grant Rutkowski with the fumble recovery. And this pitch went to the ground. Too much penetration by Mill Valley.
Well, Cody Moore coming off the edge, 91, has the quarterback all the way. And he gets to Maxwell Ford before Maxwell Ford can really get this ball on the pitch. And Mill Valley comes up with it.
So turnover number 1 in the game. Coaches talked about mistakes, penalties, and turnovers. Who makes the fewest? It's going to the state championship game. Short field, 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Trying to take advantage of the turnover. Here's Hayden Jay trying to get to the edge again. MJ Overstreet, the outside linebacker, right there to head him off.
The one thing I've been impressed with so far, Kevin, is the lateral quickness in the pursuit here from St. Thomas Aquinas, specifically MJ Overstreet coming off the edge. Hayden Jay read and keep right there, trying to get outside, but Overstreet was all over him.
Coaching staff saying Overstreet definite college potential, probably the fastest guy on our team in the 40-yard dash. No gains, 2nd down and 10. Mill Valley now going to throw to the end zone for Jacobs, and it's broken up. Good coverage there by Will Gavin, knocking it away from Aiden Jacobs.
Coming right at you here. This is great coverage by Will Gavin. Gets his head around, gets his hands up, and knocks that away, and almost picks that ball off, Kevin. Really nice work on the outside by Will Gavin.
Gavin also will play high school basketball at St. Thomas Aquinas. Now 3rd down and 10. And we'll get a timeout. As there's Joel Appleby in his 12th year. And wow, he has just built a system here. You know, this is a place to be on Friday nights. I mean, they get the huge crowds. The kids come in, fill their roles. And somebody told me it was like coming to like a small Western Kansas ball game. It's like a one team, one small town.
Well, he certainly built a culture and continued it here. And you know, the new locker rooms last year down in the south end zone that they are extremely proud of here as well. And this place is hopping tonight. Close to 5,000 people they're expecting in the stadium here tonight.
It's a hard ticket to get. 5A sub-state football. Mill Valley playing host to St. Thomas Aquinas. Kevin White, Mark Borichter, Bethany Bowman, our entire crew here on the High-Valley High School Game of the Week. Winner goes to the state championship game. Now 3rd down and 10 after the Mill Valley timeout. Can they take advantage of an early turnover by St. Thomas Aquinas? Jay throwing to the end zone. The pass broken up. Good coverage there by Dylan Marshall, knocking it away from Jared Napoli, the intended target.
I think Aiden Jay would like to have this ball back and put this out a little bit further toward the corner of the end zone because he's got Napoli open. This ball hangs just a second, and Marshall times it up just about right. Well,
last year they had Chris Tennant, who's now at Kansas State. New kicker this year is Jesse Wood. No field goals made. This will be a 30-yard attempt. Wind at 99's back. And it is no good. So still 0 for the season. And the Saints bench area loving it as the turnover doesn't come back to haunt them.
What a high snap. That ball might have been deflected a little bit almost by the diving defender, but just pulls it left. Huge stop for St. Thomas Aquinas after turning the football over deep in their own territory to hold Mill Valley to 0 points.
Some Ford in the offense, back out, had over 100 yards rushing in a loss to Blue Valley. This guy, the coaching staff says is a battler. Took his lumps as a sophomore as he was under fire, but got better each game and definitely has a strong throwing arm, but this team does not throw it much. They run it about 88% of the time. And you do the rest of the math. That's not too many runs. 12% running, or passing it, I should say, as this running play is limited to a short gain. As Maxwell Ford, who averages 4.2 yards per carry, 11 rushing touchdowns. Second down and 7. Coach Dreiling's team has won 5 in a row. Play to Sean Carroll, who Coach Dreiling said, reminding him of Larry Zonka. I said, Coach, only old guys like me will know who Larry Zonka is. Do you know who Larry Zonka is?
Of course I know who Larry Zonka is.
All right. I just wanted to throw it at you. You're a lot younger than I am, so I had an old Larry Zonka poster back in the day. And you see Mikey Bergeron involved in our last stop. Good mustache, by the way.
It's a sweet face mask, too, you have with the ring at the top.
Oh, yeah, the nose ring, that protect your nose. Third down and 5. Pass is incomplete as the quarterback was getting drilled that time by Grant Rutkowski. And he was able to throw it away and throw it forward.
Yeah, this was actually supposed to be a pitch from Maxwell Ford, but he gets contact and is getting taken down to the ground, and it's actually a smart play for him. You're going to watch, again, motion, he's going to pull this, and he's trying to pitch this, but by throwing it forward, it's an incomplete pass and no harm done for St. Thomas Aquinas.
Maybe a late hit on the sideline for Mill Valley. Officials do not throw flags. So it'll be a 3-and-out, 4th down and 5. Dorfler, 22 yards on the first punt. Fair catch called for at midfield and taken in by Mill Valley. Taking it in that time was Dylan Massey. Another short punt. As the punter for St. Thomas Aquinas working against a 10, 15 mile an hour south wind. And here comes Mill Valley back out. Well, Mark, they've been in the red zone twice, and they still got a goose egg on the board.
Yeah, penalty, the first drive, the drop pass, and not having to punt the football away, and then a missed field goal this previous drive here.
There's a nice run by Reese Kennedy as he'll get it down to the 44-yard line, gain of about 6 yards. And when you talk to the staff, they say this is our most improved player on offense. This guy saw very little time as a JV player, only been playing football for a couple of years, and really taken off here in his senior campaign. 2nd down and 4. Quarterback read option, the quarterback keeping it. Connor Ellis limits the play to a short gain. Connor Ellis, Wyatt Potter, team's leading tacklers. Third down and 3. Jags throwing, pass deflected at the line. Is that C of E that got a piece of it?
That was C of E coming off the edge. Number 1 getting his hands up in the throwing lane. You're going to see him work alongside Jalen Marshall right there. Get that left hand up, knock that football down, bringing up this 4th down here for Mill Valley.
Sal C of E, the junior defensive end, 5.5 sacks. 4th down and 3. Hayden Jay is also a punter, and he will punt it away. And this one off the side of his foot. Wind can't help that one. As I was using some golf vernacular, that was just a shank off the right side of his foot. St. Thomas Aquinas and their offense back out on the field. Haven't seen them do much. They also had a turnover, but still a scoreless ball game late first quarter. Only a 15-yard punt.
Neither team really able to get in any kind of rhythm offensively. Mill Valley showed the most promise with some explosive plays, but missed field goal, a holding penalty has really hurt them so far here in the first quarter.
Running play. And it'll be Gianni Rizzi, and he is a sophomore. His dad, one of the freshman coaches. And this guy brings some pop, some speed, and he's a young guy averaging 8.7 yards per carry.
Well, Sean Carroll gets a lot of the pub right at running back for St. Thomas Aquinas, but it's the wing backs, Rizzi, Forgy, those types of guys coming in motion on carries just like that. As you mentioned, Kevin, where they can be a little explosive in this offense.
Ford, quarterback, keeping it close to the first down. Yeah, Coach Dreiling really stressing to me that our slots, Forgy, Rizzi, Penny, they have to have big plays tonight if they want success on the road. And it is a first down run by the quarterback, Maxwell Ford, the junior. They know they're going to get the hard 5 yards from Sean Carroll, but they need big plays out of their slots. Pitch it out. This is Rizzi. And a nice run on first down near the 45-yard line before he is upended.
Well, I mentioned this Aquinas offense hasn't gotten in a rhythm yet. Now they're starting to. They've had a couple big plays. And when I say big plays, they're going to take first down and a 6-yard, 7-yard gain every single time. That's what this offense is styled to do. Even 3-4 yards a play is what they're looking to do. Get themselves in manageable situations. That opens up that playbook a little bit more. And when I say opens up that playbook, opens up a little bit of the misdirection to your wingbacks.
Quick hitter. No. Instead, the ball is picked up off the field. Scoop and score. Cody Moore. Thought they were going to get a quick hitter going there. Instead, turnover number 2, and the defense gets 6 points for Mill Valley. Cody Moore, the all-conference senior defensive end.
Well, we'll see this in a minute, but one of the things that Mill Valley's done here in the first half, specifically here this first quarter, is really get a lot of penetration in the backfield. And that's one way you stop this offense with the misdirection and the little quick motions by the wingbacks, is not allow them to get in their option game, and that's what they've done so far here.
Well, the offense 0 for 2 in the red zone, so the defense able to get it done. Jesse Wood, PAT, right through there. And just a few ticks left in the first quarter, and it's the defense for Mill Valley scoring and getting the Jaguars on the board as the quarterback had the ball knocked free. Again, that was Rutkowski knocking the ball free from the quarterback Ford, and Cody Moore taking it the distance.
We say discipline assignment football defensively against this style of offense. In the flex bone, it's one guy on the quarterback. he's got to take the quarterback every single time. Guys on the pitch, man, who's taking on the lead blocker? That time Murkowski was on the quarterback and on him quick. And Cody Moore able to scoop it up and get the scoring started here, Kevin.
Wingert to send it back. Rizzi, the deep man. Two-time defending state champs of Mill Valley, 11-1. Strikes first defensively. Wingert. Rizzi from inside the 5 on the return. Breaks a tackle. And the sophomore, a nice return near the 29-yard line. Well, he's run the football nicely and did a good job on the kick returns. And that should be the end of the first quarter. As once again, defense strong for Mill Valley. There you see the penetration by Rutkowski. And big number 91, Cody Moore, scoops it and takes it to the house. The game of the week is brought to you by Hy-Vee. They're proud to support Kansas City High School athletics. End of 1, Mill Valley leading 7-0. 2 first quarter turnovers by the Saints. And it ends up being 7 points for the home team. First and 10. To start the second quarter, Ford throwing down the field, and the receiver can't get it. Flag is down. There's a pass interference penalty coming up as they were looking for Kammerer, the wide receiver, their leading receiver. 9 catches, over 200 yards. Pass interference on Mill Valley.
Well, here's the thing, Kevin. I talked about the discipline you have to have defensively, right? And Mill Valley's been extremely aggressive. Well, guess what? St. Thomas Aquinas now has the win. So they're going to take a shot to their senior wide receiver down the field and end up drawing a pass interference penalty.
Dylan Massey was flagged on the play. First and 10 from the 45, pass, and it's caught. That is the big tight end, A.J. Morosis. And this guy is a guy that's really battle-marked. He's playing with a broken thumb. You see the big cast.
Yeah, let's throw it to the guy that's only got one arm out there, right? Like, I mean, what a great play. Morosis, you talked about him battling, playing with a broken thumb. He's playing with a straight club on his hand right now, right? No ability really with one hand to go up and make that catch. Nice play.
Kid that's battled injuries throughout his career and getting it out with that cast as the quarterback stumbling and able to get it to the 40-yard line as Ford keeping it for a yard gain, but his offensive lineman there looked like stepping back. The center, Cunningham, just kind of tripped his quarterback up. Running play, a couple of yards. So Rizzi getting some looks. Well, he averages 8.7 yards per carry. Forgy, their other slot or wing, 13.7. Penny, 6.4. So these slots or wings, they rely on these guys to make some big plays. Looks like Rizzi's in at the fullback position, though. Third down and 8. Give it off to Rizzi. Short of the first down as he just got it inside the 35-yard line.
Watch the push by the offensive line here. Good discipline. And Mikey Bergeron right there, number 27, to stay in the hole, keep his eyes disciplined. To tackle Rizzi short of the first down marker.
Fourth down. Kicker not out. Seabolt. Saints will go for it. Ford back to pass. Throwing on the run. And the pass incomplete. Receiver Kammerer coming back for the ball. There were two receivers in the area, and Kammerer couldn't make the catch near the sidelines. Ball over on downs to Mill Valley.
And Maxwell Ford, I couldn't tell when he first threw this if he was trying to get this to Forgy and just dump it over the defender, but it carried a little bit. Incomplete. They turn it over on downs.
John Anderson had the coverage, and now Hayden Jay and the Mill Valley offense back out. This team, 60% run, 40% pass. Spread offense. Running play. Connor Ellis snuffs it out after yardage. Out to the 40-yard line. Gain of 6, second down and 4. Kennedy running the ball effectively for this team tonight and throughout the year. It's had 6 100-yard games to go along with 13 touchdowns. Connor Ellis again filling the hole, 1 yard. Saints play a 4-2-5 defense, giving up 22 points per game, but I notice in the big play category, 64 plays of 20-plus yards, and I'm sure Chad McGinnis, their defensive coordinator, will not like that stat. Third down and 3. Jay, back to pass, deep middle. What a catch by Jacobs! Climbing the ladder, a defender draped all over him and still held on for a first down to the 36-yard line.
Well, tremendous hands by Aiden Jacobs, because this isn't Hayden Jay's best throw. But he sets up, sees him, and actually throws this ball a little bit behind. And the defender plays it really well, but the concentration of Aiden Jacobs, and Will Gavin was all over him. Great coverage, but an even better catch by Aiden Jacobs.
23 yards and a first down. Jaguars on the move. Jay going deep middle again, has his man in stride, touchdown, Mill Valley, Jared Napoli. There go the lights. 36 yards on the connection. .23 passing touchdowns now for Jay, only 5 interceptions.
Well, they snuck Napoli through like he was going to run a crossing route, Kevin, and he turned it up the seam. Great design on the play call and a good throw by Hayden Jay.
Extra point by Wood. Up and good. He's 2 for 2. 14-0. Now Jacobs with the great catch gets him the first down, and then they go for the throat with the pass to Napoli.
We're going to see Napoli right there, number 7. Starts on the right-hand side, comes across, and then turns it up the hash, right up the seam. Gets lost in the coverage. This is a design throw. He's the number 1 option on this play as they sneak him through. And Hayden Jay delivers a strike. And just like that, it's 14 points for Mill Valley.
You don't want to fall behind this Mill Valley team. 2-time defending state champs. They are quite the powerhouse. You know Derby's the powerhouse in 6A. Well, 5A, this is the team you got to get out of the bracket if you want to win a state championship. Wingert to send it back to St. Thomas Aquinas. Gavin and Rizzi, the deep men. Saints haven't helped their cause. 2 first-half turnovers. Wingert kicking against the wind. Will go directionally short near the sidelines. And it goes out of bounds. It'll go to St. Thomas Aquinas as we check in with Bethany.
Hey guys, talking with head coach Randy Dreiling at Aquinas, he talked about just how important it is to limit mistakes, limit turnovers, and sustain drives. So far tonight, Aquinas hasn't quite been able to do that. Like you mentioned, they're not going to get the big plays, so they really need to sustain these drives. Right now, Mill Valley clicking well on offense, and we know how red hot the Mill Valley defense is, only allowing 21 points over the last 5 games. So we'll see how Aquinas can answer here on this next drive. And I know that Coach Dreiling would really like to see them move the ball and sustain this drive.
So they'll take over. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Ford and the flex bone offense out there. And the quarterback caught in the backfield and will be tackled for a loss. Jason Smith also back there was Rutkowski having a big game on the D line. And it'll be a loss of a couple. 2nd down and long. See the guys put their hand to the top of their helmet, the land sharks. That's their signature move. Our defensive coordinator in his 11th year is Drew Hudgens. And giving up 12 points per game. And breaking tackles. And in the secondary across midfield. And a big run by Sean Carroll. And a big play recorded by St. Thomas Aquinas. Maybe that'll get him started. 33 yards for Sean Carroll, the junior fullback for St. Thomas Aquinas.
Well, I talked about defensively, you got to be disciplined, but then each guy has to do their job, right? And that includes making the tackle. Give Sean Carroll a lot of credit here. There's a hole here, and then right here he busts through the tackles for this big gain. And maybe this is a spark that Aquinas needs to get going, because I think they need to continue to get Sean Carroll going, Rizzi going, Forgy going, because the option game with their quarterback, Mill Valley's doing a great job of getting to Maxwell Ford.
Ford tucks and runs and get taken down at the 35-yard line. Making the stop was Noah Coy, the linebacker.
I like the aggressiveness here, though. Go ahead and take a shot. You just got a big 1st down run. A little bit of pressure, but this is still a positive 9-yard gain for Ford and the Aquinas offense.
Mentioned over 500 yards rushing this year. This running play, not much doing, as that's Carroll. Short yardage, it'll be 3rd down and short. Carroll in the win last week against DeSoto had over 100 yards. His season high, 264 against Miege. So once again, St. Thomas Aquinas beating DeSoto, trying to beat the other DeSoto school district member, Mill Valley, tonight, but down by 2 touchdowns. 3rd down. Sean Carroll still fighting, still twisting, and he'll get the 1st down. What an effort by Sean Carroll. Down to the 30-yard line, just kept bouncing off tacklers.
Well, the lower body strength of Carroll right here is on display, because he's really stopped. But watch him just keep the legs driving, spin out of a tackle, and a great individual effort to continue this drive for Aquinas by Sean Carroll.
Best drive of the night for St. Thomas Aquinas. Team with 2 turnovers in the 1st half. Not much up front. That D-line, that was Cody Moore, who has that scoop and score back in the 1st quarter. This defensive line, I'll tell you what, Aiden Schaefer, Cody Moore, Truman Griffith, Grant Rutkowski, they are some key members to this defense. No gain, 2nd down and 10. Whistles prior to the snap. It's like encroachment on the defense.
One of the few mistakes that Mill Valley has made defensively tonight. I think this is going to be on Aiden Schaefer, 44 at the bottom, lined up offsides, I think.
Lined up in the neutral zone.
And then, of course, in high school football, that's a dead ball. You don't get a free play out of it. So move it up 5 and 2nd and 5 for Aquinas.
And this is Ford keeping running room. Ford inside the 10. And it'll be 1st and goal for St. Thomas Aquinas. Maxwell Ford, the quarterback, with a great read and the 1st down run.
Well, and then a nice little jab step inside to get outside to where the hole was. Great vision by Ford and a big gain for Aquinas.
$18 yards, 1st and goal. And this is Carroll bouncing off tacklers, extending the ball. And it is a touchdown. St. Thomas Aquinas. Well, he had the big 33-yard run, and then he had that big 3rd down run where he used his arm to keep his balance, and now he pushes it into the end zone on a 7-yard rushing touchdown. Sean Carroll, St. Thomas Aquinas.
Well, a great drive by Aquinas.
This is Matt Siebold, PAT try. Right through there. He's 38 of 42 on the year, but big drive for the Saints, getting back in the ball game.
Well, number one, they didn't turn the football over on this drive, and then they sustained drives, as Bethany was talking about, Coach Dryling wanting to do. They've not done that yet all game long. A couple of big plays. The big run from Sean Carroll getting it started, and then him capping it off with the touchdown plunge.
And that is his 19th rushing touchdown of the year. Sean Carroll, 200-pound junior. Now Mill Valley with under 4 to go before Hy-Vee at the half. And our Hy-Vee Athlete of the Week. Highlights and numbers brought to you by your employee-owned Hy-Vee stores. Aiden Jacobs deep back to return this kick. Siebold. South wind at his back. Jacobs from the 1-yard line. And good special teams work. Oh, Saints all over it. Like Grant Ellis coming down on special teams to make the stop. They don't get it out to the 20, and now Coach Appleby and his offense take over deep in their own territory. Plenty of time. Still 2 timeouts.
It's a big possession right here for Aquinas' defense, Kevin. Remember, Mill Valley won the toss and deferred to the second half. See if Aquinas can get the football back for their offense here quickly.
Jay to the short side. Good work there on the edge by Jacob Bittner, the defensive back in run support. Gain of a couple.
Yeah, it's important when you get corners that can come up and force the run and make plays like that on the perimeter. Aren't afraid to stick their nose in there. That's a great play by Jacob Bittner on the outside.
Second down and long. Jay, plenty of time, looking deep middle. Oh, just over the right hand by Jacobs. Coverage by MJ Overstreet. Flags not prevalent there, although the home crowd was calling for them.
The home crowd felt there was a little bit of a tug right here, but this ball's thrown on an angle that it didn't affect the play whatsoever. That's a good no call by the official.
Third down and 8. Saints looking for a 3 and out as they battle back in this game. And a bunch set to the right of Hayden Jay. And looking down the field, has a man, and the catch by Napoli at the 40-yard line for a first down. 22 yards, Jay to Napoli.
Napoli's been the big play guy, just running a corner route. Gets lost in the coverage in the zone, and Mill Valley is able to convert the big third down.
First and 10, they'll spot it officially at the 41-yard line. Under 3 to go before Hy-Vee at the half. Short side run again by Jay. Not much doing, short yardage as they run to the bench area for Mill Valley. Hayden Jay, he averages just over 4 yards per carry, 9 rushing touchdowns. But his strong suit is his passing. 23 touchdowns, 5 INTs. Big shoes to fill with Cooper Marsh. What a job he did for them, leading them to back-to-back state championships. Now playing baseball at Johnson County Community College is Marsh. Second down pass to the sideline by Aller Heiligen, the tight end, the kid that moved in from Minnesota, and they said fit right in. Makes a nice catch, and will leave him third down and 4. Well, they're saying 5 on the scoreboard, but looks like a third down and 4. Let's go with third down and 4 and just eyeballing the stakes. And now flags prior to the snap.
It's a movement up front by Mill Valley. This could prove to be a big penalty here, Kevin, too.
Well, now it's going to be a third down and 8 with the 5-yard penalty. There you look at 46-year-old Joel Appleby. 4 state titles, 2015, 16, 19, and 20. And he's got the ball rolling here. There's the pass caught by Napoli. And Napoli has another first down into Saints territory to the 45.
And Napoli's really been the go-to receiver. This is a mesh concept. 2 crossers. You're going to see him come across. Napoli works himself open in the zone. Hayden Jay able to hit him right at the first down marker. A couple extra yards for insurance, and Mill Valley converts.
Well, Napoli, that 36-yard catch earlier, has 4 receiving touchdowns on the year. First and 10, Kennedy going nowhere. Kean Payne clogging up the middle, and fans on the home side wanting a flag for maybe some late hit. Let's see if we hear a whistle, though. There's the whistle, and then there's the throwing down of the running back. And a nice play, young sophomore, Kean Payne. 28 total tackles, a couple of sacks on the year.
Interesting in Mill Valley after that.
And we get Mill Valley.
Let the clock go down to right at a minute before taking the timeout.
Yeah, that will be their second. So the clock right at 1 minute. Winner goes to the state championship game. The other matchup on the West bracket as the number 1 seed Cape and Mount Carmel at 10-1, playing host to Mays 9-2. They are the 3 seed. There's your sub-state bracket. Carney Smith Stadium. Saturday, 1 o'clock for the 5A state championship game.
A lot of familiar names in this bracket every single year, right? Mays, Wichita Northwest, Mill Valley, Aquinas.
Well, we did the 5A state championship game. It was a good game, high-scoring game against Wichita Northwest. Mill Valley won it 49-35. Second down and 9. Out of the Jaguar timeout. This is Reese Kennedy making a man miss. And fighting to the 40-yard line. He'll get about 3 yards on the play. Once again, they don't have a long-distance kicker like they had last year in Chris Tennant, who's now at Kansas State.
Mill Valley seems pretty content of kind of taking their time here against the wind, knowing they're going to get the football back, though, Kevin, to start the second half.
They're down and 6. Kennedy in motion out of the backfield. And it's a throwback, and the tight end makes the catch and is blown up immediately as doing the work that time was Jacob Bittner. That was the tight end. Aller Heiligen coming back for a catch, but Saints were all over it. And that'll be our final play of the second quarter as we have reached halftime. And we got a ball game, 14-7, defending state champs. Taking advantage of a couple of turnovers. But Mark Borichter, that last drive, great runs by Sean Carroll, and the Saints right back in this ball game at 14-7.
Well, it is. I say they finally sustained a drive, but they got some big plays within the course of their offense that they like to see. Moving the football, use that momentum on that drive to score their first touchdown and make this a ball game here at halftime.
Yeah, 2 Saints turnovers. One ended up being a Mill Valley scoop and score by Cody Moore. And then they got the nice pass to Napoli, but Carroll with a rushing touchdown, and we got a ball game as we check in with Bethany with Coach Appleby.
Coach, you had your defense turn some points into offense there. What did you think about the first half?
I thought we played really good defensively. Offensively we just made mistakes. We got to clean up, which I have no doubt we will second half. But I thought we played a pretty good half, really. Pretty good half of football. They're a very good team, so we're going to come out ready to go second half.
What are the biggest things you'll tell them in the locker room?
Just, hey, keep your minds right. It's always next play, no matter what. Next play, good or bad.
Right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Halftime at Mill Valley High School in Shawnee. 5A state sub-state action as this is the state semifinals and the 2-time defending state champs leading by a touchdown. Back with Hy-Vee at the half. You're watching Spectrum Sports. And here comes Mill Valley out of their locker room at halftime as they lead at 14-7, and they will have the football to start the third quarter as they won the opening coin toss, deferred their option to the second half as they go through their warm-ups to start the third quarter. As let's check in with our Hy-Vee first half numbers.
Well, I think the biggest difference so far in this football game is the 2 turnovers, right, Kevin? That scoop and score really is the difference in this game. Mill Valley, 5 penalties for 45 yards. That third down we saw right at the end of the first half, that illegal procedure penalty really kind of changed what Mill Valley wanted to do to finish the half. But Mill Valley getting their damage done through the air. Most of that has been to Napoli and a couple other receivers, and 83 rushing yards for Aquinas. It doesn't really feel like that, Kevin, because, they grinded out 3 yards, 4 yards at a shot. But that last drive really helped them in terms of their yardage, really starting to get some momentum going. We'll see what happens here in the second half.
Yeah, the second half should be very interesting. Mill Valley, not that crisp, I think, as they'd like to be offensively, and let's see what they do in the third quarter. There's a huge crowd here tonight. Tell you what, this place on Friday nights is packed. They really draw the people in.
It's a tremendous atmosphere here for football any Friday night, let alone a state semifinal matchup against these two teams who have played so many times against each other in the playoffs.
Hayden Jay, as far as his ball game goes, he does have a touchdown pass of 36 yards, but how about number two's night thus far, Mark?
Well, I think he's done a pretty good job of managing the game so far and making good decisions. He's had a couple balls I think he'd like to have back, but you know, he is a threat to run the football. He hasn't been able to really get going, but has delivered some strikes and done what they've needed to offensively for Mill Valley. Of course, this is the big touchdown to Napoli, but he's had a nice, solid night so far. He's a real smart quarterback, you know, 22 touchdowns in the year, only 5 interceptions. Always seems to make pretty good decisions with the ball.
Let's check in now with Bethany as she caught up with Randy Dreiling, the Saints head coach.
Got to talk to Coach Dreiling coming out of the locker room, and he said he's just not very impressed with the blocking. He told some of his seniors, hey guys, it's your senior year. There's no time to waste. We got another half. I want to see some better blocking. He did say on that drive that Aquinas was able to score on, that he thought Sean Carroll and the running backs ran really hard. Obviously had a really good breakaway run by Maxwell for the quarterback, which helped out. But I think that Coach Dreiling just wants to see a lot better blocking in the second half, and so it'll be interesting to see. We see an improvement in that area in the second half.
Coach Dreiling getting ready to go for the start of the third quarter. He's now got 5 grandchildren. I'm like, Coach, you just keep adding. He said, well, my son Nate got 2, Baylor and Baker, the new grandkids. So congratulations to he and Steph, his wife. Saints to kick it off to Coach Appleby and the 2-time defending state champs. Seabolt to kick it off. Aiden Jacobs, the deep man. And this one will go over his head. And it'll be a touchback. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line as Hayden Jay. His offense coming out on the field. Joel Appleby is the offensive coordinator. The motto at Mill Valley, we want to play physical and fast. Let's see if they come out and do that in the second half as they try to go back to the state championship and go for the three-peat in 2021. Here's Reese Kennedy up the middle. And he'll get gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
It's an important drive here for both teams to set the tempo here in the second half. See if St. Thomas Aquinas can build off of the momentum they got toward the end of the second quarter.
Jay, 2nd down pass is batted away. I think that was Jalen Marshall. young man headed to the University of Missouri. And Coach Dryland said 54 is on fire for us right now.
He is. He's a big guy. You see him, big number 54, getting those paws up. He's 6'5" to start. Then gets the hand up in the throwing lane. Nice job of batting down the pass right there by Jalen Marshall.
Leads the team in quarterback hurries, does Jalen Marshall. Some coaches in the area tell me maybe he should go to the offensive line when he gets down in Columbia. Now 3rd and 7. Saints looking for a quick 3 and out defensively. Here's the pass down the field and off the hands of Jacobs. Coverage by Will Gavin. Well, we saw Jacobs with that tremendous catch in the first half. Just couldn't reel this one in.
Well, Aquinas bringing a little bit of pressure, one-on-one on the outside, and Jacobs just not able to corral that ball. And a good 3 and out here for St. Thomas Aquinas to start this half defensively.
Deep man to retrieve this punt is Blake O'Brien, and Hayden Jay will punt it away. Pressured and blocked. Coming up the middle and blocking that. I think that was Ciavi, wasn't it? And now they're saying the player was down.
Well, either way, this was a low snap that got everything.
Let's see. I think they blew the whistle and the play is dead near the 10. The officials meeting led by Dean Pierce. Saints fans think they've got a special teams punt block and touchdown, but it looks like the ball is going to be spotted. Low snap, and Ciavi comes in and gets the block.
This ball is still loose right here.
Well, maybe the whistle blew, but
my guess is they blew the whistle thinking that the recovery happened here, but this play should have continued. They blew the whistle, I think, right here.
So Overstreet does not get a touchdown, but it'll be 1st and goal now for the Saints as they will run it on the inside, and Carroll finds the sledding very tough. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and goal. He has a 7-yard rushing touchdown in the first half.
And that's a special teams play that goes down as a block kick, but it's essentially a turnover, Kevin, deep in your own territory for Mill Valley. The low snap got everything started in Ciavi with the block.
Yeah, that name is familiar. His father is the former Chiefs player, Junior Ciavi. Toss sweep, Rizzi cutting it back, fighting hard, and he is down near the 1-yard line. Rizzi has been a tough tackle tonight for the Mill Valley defense. As now it's going to be 3rd down and goal, and nice run of some 9 yards by the sophomore, Gianni Rizzi.
Well, Johnny Rizzi provides a little bit of spark on this toss sweep. Watch the blocking out in front. Nice job of Luchtfeld out there from his right tackle position, leading the way. And a great cut by Rizzi up inside.
3rd down and goal. Carroll, 2nd effort, and he got it in there for the Saints. 1-yard rushing touchdown. And we got a new ball game now, as they'll do the flickering lights with their cell phones. So that's we'll pay back to Mill Valley's flickering lights after the touchdown. It's hard on the cell phone battery, I think. Carroll, 2 rushing touchdowns, and now 20 on the season. So the block punt turns into points, and now the PAT is blocked. That could be a big play, as that was Wooster, the linebacker. And he is the Mike linebacker. Brock Wooster, the junior, got in there and rejected Seabolt's PAT. So 14-13 your ball game.
Well, right now, special teams in the kicking game has hurt both teams, right? The block punt here on the low snap, this is really what set up, and of course the quick whistle, but this is what set up the Aquinas touchdown. And the Sean Carroll 2-yard plunge. And then here we go with the PAT. You mentioned Wooster coming in right between the center and the guard. The guard just doesn't step down whatsoever. And that's big Jalen Marshall. Worcester blocks the extra point, and this could be huge, Kevin, in this game later.
Saints bench area thinks the Worcester may have been offsides. Well, you make the call.
He's not offsides at all. He comes right through the middle. They just don't protect the inside gap, and that's a cardinal sin for your extra point and field goal team. But I don't want to take anything away from Aquinas. They've got themselves right back in this game. Kevin needed to make a play on the block punt. They did, able to take advantage of it, and it's 14-13.
Kick away with the wind at Seabolt's back. Will get in the end zone for a touchback. And on the staff for the Mill Valley Jaguars, a Hall of Famer, 6th state title winner at Olathe North, Gene Weir. That's always good to have his sage advice on your sidelines if you're Coach Appleby.
A lot of state championships walking on that side of the sideline.
Yeah, with Joel's 4 and half dozen for Coach Weir, that's you hit double figures. Let's see what Mill Valley's offense has up their sleeve. Now they're in a fight. Only leading by a point. Here's Reese Kennedy for a couple. And Coach Dryling's mantra was stop their run. We can't give up big plays, and they've kind of done that tonight. They've given up bigger plays in the passing game, but he was really worried about giving up big 20-plus gains on the ground.
Well, with Jalen Marshall up inside, too, you've got a tremendous size advantage against the Mill Valley offensive line. That's the biggest difference to me this year for Mill Valley is they're not near as big up front. Still a real quality offensive line. Just doesn't have the size that they did, Kevin, a year ago. But they're holding up well here tonight so far.
On 2nd down and 8, quarterback going to keep it. And a nice play there as coming in from the defense is Dylan Elmore, defensive end, a guy that's had a MVP-like season for them. He leads the team in sacks and tackles for a loss and makes a nice play there.
Just got done talking about the size differential, right? Dylan Elmore is the outlier in that spot at 5'11", 163. But you talk about having an MVP type of season, 12 and a half sacks on the year. Real quick, and you saw him right there close down on the football.
And limited that gain to 1, so now a big 3rd down and 7 facing Mill Valley. As the pass over the middle, caught, but not enough for a 1st down. They find the tight end, Aller Heiligen, and he is hit immediately. Bittner's had a big ball game, run support and in coverage for the Saints, and it'll be a 3 and out for the Jags.
Aller Heiligen paid the price on this. C of E actually knocked him down, jammed him off the line of scrimmage, popped up, caught the football. You mentioned Bittner then laying the hit.
Well, they line up like they're going to go for it, and then they will back into a punt formation. Hayden Jay. Now Blake O'Brien immediately gets back, and that one was nearly blocked. As he was able to get it away, it'll get a little bit of roll on the field turf down to the 41-yard line. So it'll be 34 yards and no return.
This one should have been blocked too, Kevin. Watch his hands go up as he jumps. His hands need to go right to the football and right to where the contact point is going to come. If he puts his hands down instead of going up first, that ball's blocked. That punt is blocked again by C of E. But he jumped and put his hands up in the air like he was trying to block a field goal instead of going right to where the football was going to be contacted. But Aquinas with a 3 and out against Mill Valley's offense here and has the football back.
From the 42, pitch it out to Rizzi on the edge. Rizzi cross midfield, close to a 1st down. Number 6 has been explosive tonight for the Saints.
Well, this is the 2nd time we've seen this play. They didn't run this play that much in the first half. And that's one thing about this offense. There's a million wrinkles to it, Kevin. They've run it now a couple plays here in the 2nd half with success both times.
Ford, quarterback run to the short side of the field, enough for the first down as he's inside the 45-yard line.
And one of the knocks with this style, right, the flex bone, it's not overly exciting, right? When you watch it a little bit, you get some explosive plays, but they just wear on you. They show you some things over and over and over, and once you fall asleep, now they get to the perimeter. Then you run a little quarterback keep like they just did right there for Ford for the first down.
1st and 10, quarterback keeping it. Here's Ford getting a block on the edge, and the ball comes out. Mill Valley's on it. Mill Valley covered it up. They're still fighting, and now there's a late flag as the receiver, as Mill Valley has come up with the football. The signal is made. And that was Zygmunt covering it up. And it looked like a late push by the wide receiver, Kammerer.
Well, this is really a shame for Maxwell Ford because we haven't seen this play yet either. A little quarterback counter in the run game was going to be a huge play for Aquinas.
Turnover number 3, by the way, by the Saints.
Turnover number 3 by the Saints. Mill Valley there to jump on it. And you mentioned Kammerer with an extra shove at the end.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul on. It's first down.
So they say offsetting. So the ball still belongs to Mill Valley.
This is great. This is a great call right here. Quarterback counter. We haven't seen this yet. And then right here as he comes to cut back, that ball just comes out. It almost looked like it might have been friendly fire.
His teammate knocked it out?
Yeah, it looked like his elbow. Yeah, there was a little pushing and shoving ahead of time, and then Kammerer pushed him. So watch right here. Yeah, he hits Kammerer right there and that, with his elbow, and that's what actually knocks the football out.
1st and 10 for the Jags. Passing on first down, looking for Napoli, and it's broken up. Flags on the play. As pass interference coming up. It's like Overstreet, the outside linebacker, had the coverage, and he will be flagged on this play. Now there's a flag also in the backfield, so we got a couple of flags to deal with. Dean Pierce is your referee tonight. So we got a roughing the passer and a PI on St. Thomas Aquinas. They want the second penalty, the pass interference.
Right there, Jalen Marshall hit him late. Yeah, initially live, I didn't know about this call, but he didn't get his head around. Didn't time it up all that badly, but he did not get his head around toward the football. And that ball being underthrown actually helped draw the pass interference penalty.
1st and 10. 37-yard line. After a fumble by St. Thomas Aquinas. Jay goes with a hard count. Gets the defense a little antsy, but nobody into the neutral zone. And now will call his own number on a running play and breaking free across midfield. Hayden Jay, first down run. All the way down near the 46-yard line.
Nice little quarterback counter. Gonna pull your tight end around and Napoli, and this is a big gain to move the chains for Mill Valley and Hayden Jay.
17 yards and a first down for Jay, who has the touchdown pass of 36 yards in the first half. Another Mill Valley score is a defensive score by Cody Moore on a scoop and score back in the first half. Play clock running down, and they will not get it off. It'll be a delay of game penalty. You could hear the home crowd trying to count it off. And that's a frustrating penalty for Coach Appleby. So back to midfield, 1st and 15. Now they go empty. And this is their 4 wide receiver package for Jay, and he's looking deep down the field, and is grabbed out of the air by Jacobs. It was behind him, and he got it, and oh my goodness, what a play by Aiden Jacobs. The pass wasn't there. He made the adjustment, makes the catch, runs it in. 50-yard receiving touchdown by Aiden Jacobs, who's had 2 brilliant catches tonight. This one gets him 6 points, though, Mark.
Oh, tremendous catch. A little mesh concept with the tight end and slot on crossing routes with Jacobs on the skinny post. Hayden Jay throws it up. Pretty decent coverage on the play, but Jacobs just goes up and high points the football and into the end zone.
And the extra point through there, and yeah, I would say the coverage was pretty good. The throw was a little behind him, but this is just a great play by a senior wide receiver, Aiden Jacobs.
Aiden Jacobs is at the top of the screen. No post. And this is decent coverage again by Will Gavin on the outside. Just misjudges it, trying to undercut him. If you put the 2 plays side by side, Kevin, they look identical in terms of the catch, where the ball ended up, where the coverage was. But this time, Jacobs able to get into the end zone for the score.
It's his 6th receiving touchdown of the year for the senior. 24th touchdown pass by Jay. So he has 24-5 as far as touchdown passes to INTs, and Aiden Jacobs, a 50-yard TD reception. And the fumble hurts him.
The fumble by St. Thomas Aquinas turned into 7 points the opposite direction in only 3 plays for the Mill Valley Jaguars.
Rizzi and Gavin, the deep men, waiting the winger kick. Short, and will be taken at the 32-yard line. Up man taking it there, and that is Grant Kelly as we check in with Bethany.
Guys, I just think it's so amazing. We watched that amazing catch there by Aiden Jacobs. You can come over and watch it immediately on the screen, and he was all smiles as he watched that one. What a moment for the senior. I think that's a catch that he'll remember for the rest of his life, and, you know, if they get the win in this one, that'll be big.
Thanks, Bethany. 1st and 10 from the 35. Still a 1-score ball game, though, with all the turnovers. Saints still hanging around. As here's Ford taking off and running. Not much doing. Linebacker Coy make the stop. Coach Dreiling says we have a lot of long, boring drives, and that's the flex bone for you. I remember him running this back in his Hutch days. 7 state titles. And now Ford to the 41-yard line. Have teams, you know, they have to practice against a flex bone during the week.
Everybody's gone to the spread style of offense, open it up a little bit more, sticking with what you've always known, and it's a good changeup.
You got to get a team to run it. Here's a pass, and it's enough for the first down. As I'm making the catch near the sideline is Kammerer, the senior wideout, and that'll move the chains. Returning starter, senior wideout.
Well, I like this, just a cushion on the outside. Given up by John Anderson out there. Kammerer just gets to the sticks, turns around, and Ford hits him for the first down.
1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Morosis in motion, the tight end. This is Carroll, and he has stood up, and that is, again, the linebacker in there, Coy. And he is a junior. I can see some Larry Zonka similarities. Larry liked to take on people, and just a very physical, hard runner back in his Miami Dolphin days.
Yeah, and you have to be a physical runner in this offense because, as that lined up in that fullback position, guys are going to be on you real quick with the football. You've got to be a physical guy that can bring the aggressiveness to the defense.
Rizzi, the late pitch in space. Rizzi, the first down and more inside the 40. And he'll get it down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. And the big play by the sophomore moves the chains. As that'll be a 20-yard run. This guy in space is dangerous.
Well, and this time Ford able to get the pitch out to Rizzi. We saw in the first half, the first few drives, they had difficulty with that. This time able to get it to Rizzi and let him get in space. Use his speed and agility to pick up the first down.
Forgy, the good block on the edge. 1st and 10. Ford drops back to pass, going deep middle as a man wide open. The tight end. Touchdown, St. Thomas Aquinas. And the young man that's battled injuries throughout his career, A.J. Morosis, with a big-time play. It'll go 34 yards for the tight end. And it's now a 2-point ball game, 21-19, late third quarter.
Well, Kevin, you used the term long, boring drives that Coach Stradling talked about, but then they lull you to sleep defensively, right? You pick up a couple of big first downs. You think the run is coming again. You send the tight end, Morosis, right down the seam, and he is wide open for Maxwell Ford, and Aquinas is going to go for 2 here.
Try to tie the game. Ford throwing, and the pass is incomplete. Hit the receiver's hands, and talk about a deflection. As they could not complete the 2-point conversion, Jeremiah Penny was the target. And that ball, like a basketball off a rim.
Here's the touchdown, though. It's really a play-action look, right? Out of the option side of things, you're really not faking anything except the quarterback, and Morosis just gets behind the defense with the club and brings it in. And here's the 2-point conversion. This is designed all the way. Just goes off the hands and knee of Penny.
Like
and it's
Massey.
And it's a 2-point ball game here.
Massey with the good coverage there for the Mill Valley defense. And scoring drive, 6 and 65. And
let me just say this too, Kevin. A lot of people may be wondering at home looking at this, why would you go ahead and go for 2 right there in that situation? I like going for 2 there. You now know where you're at because you got the last one blocked, and it was blocked really badly inside on a jailbreak. So go ahead and go for 2 there. You know right where you stand here.
Seabolt. Here's Jacobs from the 5 on the Mill Valley return. Good blocking down the sidelines. Jacobs still alive, finally. Run out of bounds. And let's see where they're spotting this. Jacobs, the big play guy tonight for the Jags. .51 yards on that kick return.
Yeah, talked about these 2 catches from Jacobs. You see them almost side by side. They're very similar plays, right? Very similar plays. Just goes up and gets the football over top of Will Gavin both times. The second one ending with the touchdown. But Aquinas goes down and answers. Jacobs takes the kickoff right back to the 44-yard line of Aquinas.
51-yard kick return. And given off to Reese Kennedy. And he gets it for a gain of about 3 or 4 yards of play. Let's go back to this kick return. Blocking on the field was nice this time.
Well, and this is the only one so far Aquinas has kicked in that direction that didn't hit any of the end zone as well. The only returnable ball he's had here in the second half.
Second down and 6, Mill Valley. Quarterback read option going to the short side, and ooh, man, hard hit and a flag at the end.
Bittner again coming up from the outside.
The hard hit. Let's see what the flag's all about. Holding. It's Coach Appleby's team, and we're thinking it might be Blake Nice, the right guard.
You're going to see him pulling right there.
Ball kind of got jostled free there, too, at the end of that. Mill Valley maintains possession, but now behind the sticks at second down and 17. A quarterback keeper on a quarterback draw, and Jay, good gain back, some of the yardage back from the penalty, back near the 40-yard line.
Well, this is a Cooper Marsh play that we've seen over the last couple of years. Quarterback draw. I like the call in that situation. Second and long. Aquinas expecting pass. Run your quarterback draw. Get yourself in third and manageable here for Mill Valley.
Now confusion with the receivers all running around, and play clock still has plenty of time on it, and they set up. And Jay going to set the throw down the field. Has his man Napoli inside the 5. Carries the defender in for the touchdown. Jared Napoli. 40 yards on the completion. Showing the strength at the finish line. Second of the night, 5th of the year, PAT pending for Jesse Wood, who has missed a field goal. But extra points he has been perfect on, as Napoli. A big catch. There's his cheering section, the sign. Family and friends, I'm sure, and what a night for him.
Napoli's lined up right in the slot. Nice job by Hayden Jay, looking left initially to hold the safety. Napoli able to get inside on the post. Wide open, and then the strength just to carry Overstreet into the end zone. And it's 28-19 Mill Valley.
And now for Jay, that is his 3rd of the night. He has 25 on the year. Touchdown passes and a good answer by the Mill Valley offense. As Coach Weir addressing the offense there in the video tent area.
The last 2 drives, Kevin, 3 plays and 4 plays for Mill Valley. Quick strike offense. The 2 big touchdown explosive plays.
Well, it started with the Jacobs kickoff return, and with the Napoli long touchdown catch as Rizzi on the run from the 11. Breaks a tackle. Rizzi still on his feet. This guy is a hard tackle as he gets it out on a nice return near the 40-yard line. This will be 29 yards on the return. Nice return by the sophomore, Gianni Rizzi.
A couple missed tackles here, but this is just Rizzi keeping his legs moving and fighting for extra yardage. Turns what looked like was going to be inside the 30-yard line out all the way out to the 40. Great field position to start here on this drive for Aquinas.
His dad, Lorenzo, is one of the freshman coach for the Saints 9th grade program. From the 40-yard line, it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Flexbone offense. And Ford running to pass, hit and going down as he is sacked by Coy, the linebacker, blitzing in, who's had a big game, Noah Coy.
Well, Mill Valley's linebacking core always has even sacks across the board. They do a great job of delayed blitzes inside and discipline. And Ford just held onto this football a little too long. That ball's got to come out in that situation. But a nice play by Coy on the outside coming in.
Behind the sticks. 2nd down and 15. And the inside run is blown up. And now the Flexbone is going to be pushed. It's going to be 3rd down and 14, and looks like they're going to run that play in the 4th quarter as the 3rd quarter clock will run out and Coach Dryling's team down 28-19. Winner goes to the state championship game next Saturday in Pittsburgh. A loser, you'll have a great season, but have a lot of disappointment. And a big pass play got Mill Valley 28 on the board. Napoli with the catch and finish. Hy-Vee scoring by quarters and a lot of points in the 3rd quarter from both teams. And it's now a 28-19 ball game as Mill Valley, 2-time defending state champs, trying to get back to Pittsburgh Thanksgiving weekend and go for a three-peat. Now the Saints facing a 3rd down and 14 at their own 36 to start the 4th quarter. Ford, plenty of time, pass, caught, and that is Kammerer, close to the 1st down, and looks to be about a half-yard short. We'll wait for the spot of the football.
Well, and Aquinas is definitely going for it here, but this is a nice little play, a little under route on the outside to Kammerer, who I thought right here was going to head north and south and maybe pick up the 1st down, but kept going lateral while still gaining yardage. But that's a huge play on 3rd down, Kevin, for Aquinas.
4th down, less than a yard. Evan is their top receiver, but they don't throw it a lot. And the quarterback will gain the necessary yardage as Ford calls his own number and crashes to the 45-yard line.
As Aquinas fights back into it, we may come back and look at this possession right here in these 2 plays we just saw. The 3rd down to Kammerer and then the 4th down conversion you just mentioned by Ford, calling his own number to continue this drive.
1st and 10, Ford again running. And a late flag as it's a good gain on 1st down, but looks like a holding penalty will cost the Saints. Apologize for the audio issue with Dean Pierce's mic. And Coach Dreiling said, penalties and mistakes will kill us, as we check in with Bethany.
Yeah, I heard you guys, wondering about Kendrick Jones. I was wondering too. So after talking to a few people down here, it seems he's battled a little bit of a hamstring tweak all year. But just today they wanted him to suit up. Didn't plan on him playing, but in case they needed him for, a throw to the end zone, if it came down to that, he is suited up today. But I think they're, trying to save him, get him back maybe next week if it feels better. But he is their leading receiver, and a big part of this offense definitely is missing tonight.
That was Jack Forgy, one of their slot guys, trying to get to the edge.
We've seen Mill Valley's, tight end and Napoli have a big night tonight, and Aiden Jacobs, but their big play guy and Kendrick Jones, we were commenting we hadn't seen him on the field yet tonight.
Well, yeah. Coaches play pretty close to the vest here in the state semifinal. Yeah, the information goes to a real low drip. As this pass down the field is broken up. Flag on the play, as that was Mikey Bergeron on the coverage, as they were looking down the field to Frank Eddy, one of their wide receivers. Pass interference on Mill Valley, the call? Indeed. And the home fans grumbling in front of us.
Well, you're going to see this right there. He's got a little bit of a Pola jersey, and that must be where the call came from, because I thought this was a great play watching it live. But he definitely has a continued hold of that jersey, which is what the official was looking directly at, which drew the flag.
Doesn't get him the first down. It's still 2nd down and 2 for the Saints. And this is Rizzi to the edge. Rizzi, cut back. And making the stop was Zygmunt.
Well, this has been one of Aquinas' best plays tonight, this little pitch to the outside. But watch, this ball's behind him. If it's out in front of him, he can get a little bit more momentum going.
Kind of looped over there, too. And
just kind of messed with the timing a little bit of the play. But still a first down conversion.
Yeah, Rizzi able to get the first down on the short run. Now Ford down the field, has a man wide open. Touchdown, Kammerer, the senior wideout. Flag is down, so hold the phone. This might wipe out a touchdown pass of some 33 yards.
It's an ineligible guy downfield. Which that is just a killer of a penalty for St. Thomas Aquinas, and how Kammerer gets this wide open as your number one receiver.
Like
right guard pushing up the field.
So now a reverse pass coming up. And the pass is low. Did he make the catch? The quarterback was the target. No, incomplete. Ford did not make the catch. He thinks he did, but the officials say no. So the gadget play is an incomplete pass. Let's see what the call is.
We're going to get a good look at it right there. That ball hits the turf right there. And technically the ball can hit the turf if it doesn't move, but you see the ball move right there. It doesn't get his hands underneath it. That's a good call by the official and the umpire right there. And seeing that.
John Becker from Olathe is your umpire tonight. And now we get a timeout for St. Thomas Aquinas as Coach Dreiling makes his way out on the field.
Kevin, I talked about on this drive, the third down, right? The pass to Kemmerer that got him the 4th and short. Ford gets the first down, and a few plays later, they take a shot. Kemmerer's wide open in the end zone. They've got a legal man downfield taking points off the board. Little razzle-dazzle on first down, and here we are on second.
Yes, once again, we take a look at the updated scores, and the number 1 seed out west, Capon Mount Carmel, and that ball game is being hosted by Capon Mount Carmel, and they lead by a touchdown in the 4th quarter. (28-19) our ball game here. 2nd down and 15 after the timeout taken by St. Thomas Aquinas. Dryling looked a little frustrated. Quick pitch it out to Rizzi. Gets the block on the edge and breaks free down the sidelines. Rizzi inside the 15-yard line before he's finally taken down. Yes, great job on the edge blocking by St. Thomas Aquinas, and it springs Rizzi for a big-time run.
Really, Rizzi just adds another dynamic to this offense. When they get him the ball in the perimeter with his speed and ability to get up the field, it just changes the dynamics of this offense.
17 and a first down. Rizzi this time going to be thrown for a loss. Rutkowski, the defensive lineman, with the TFL. Another tackle for a loss.
Rutkowski just does a nice job working through the block and regaining leverage to the outside to make that play.
That's a loss of 6. So that is a big loss. Saints in the red zone. Must-point situation. Rizzi the catch on the pitch, and Rizzi fights his way down near the 9-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down. They're still going to need about 8 yards for the first down.
Kevin, watch Rizzi on this play. He's almost knocked down right here. It's actually his elbow was what gets him down. He was able to keep his feet. If he doesn't get his elbow down on the ground right there, which makes you down, he might score.
Timeout taken by the Mill Valley defense this time. Mentioned that these teams have been playing a lot. Now, Mill Valley used to be in the EKL until they switched a few years ago to the Sunflower. So obviously they would play the league games, and they would meet a lot in the playoffs. So Coach Dryling came over in 2014. They've met 12 times, and St. Thomas Aquinas leads at 7-5. But in playoff games, 4-2, favoring the Mill Valley Jaguars. There you see the renovated press box with all the state championships, and throw in one in 2018 for St. Thomas Aquinas. Big crowd here tonight. They pack them in these Mill Valley ball games. They've got a winning product. You don't need to convince anybody to come out and watch these guys. They come in droves to watch the Jaguars. 3rd down and 8 after the Mill Valley timeout. Ford, half roll, throwing, and low and wide, incomplete. It looked like Grant Kelly was the nearest receiver, and it was behind him. And the coverage by the Mill Valley secondary was very good. Jason Smith, the Will linebacker right there. And now a field goal attempt by Seabolt coming up.
I think he thought his receiver right there was going to stop in that little void. That was Grant Kelly.
This will be a 26-yard attempt. well within Seabolt's range, and he hit the upright. No good. The left upright with the slap down, and no points for the Saints as Seabolt, who was 1 for 3 coming in from this range, and now 1 for 4 as just pulled it a little left.
Well, he pulled this just a little bit left, and this is an unfortunate bounce. Sometimes you see that hit off the upright and still slide through, but it gets rejected by the goalpost, and that was huge, Kevin. I go back to why you went for 2 earlier. Right there, you kick that field goal, and you put yourself in an opportunity to be right back in this football game. And unfortunate for St. Thomas Aquinas right there.
Hayden Jay, the quarterback, keeping it, and Jay breaks a tackle and gets near the 30-yard line. So now let's see how the two-time defending state champs want to manage the clock here in the fourth quarter. Very efficient team are the Jaguars. 9 yards on that first down run, so it'll be a second down and short. Hayden Jay gonna throw down the field on second down and short, looking for receiver Napoli, and their last touchdown catch of 40 yards. Couldn't complete it, and now it'll be third down and short. Overstreet had the coverage for the Saints defensively.
A really good coverage by Overstreet on that play, running stride for stride with Napoli. We're waiting on the football to get thrown back to the sideline.
So that is the delay. Getting the football back to the Mill Valley bench area, because that's one of theirs that they use offensively. And Kennedy, I don't think he got it. Mark, looks like he's still going to be a little short. Wasn't much running room for Reese Kennedy as the defense did a good job.
This ball is still short.
Like Elmore was involved, 42.
A lot of bodies up inside there. Nice job by Aquinas defensive line. Now this is a big decision right here. Watch trying to draw Aquinas off sides.
And he goes quickly,
and they did it.
Center, and did he get an encroachment? Yes, they did.
You see this a lot, right? Where the offenses come up quick, right? Just to try to get under center, and quarterback sneaky to catch
Encroachment.
Teams off guard.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, results in a first.
And I'm surprised more teams don't do this. Hustle up to the ball and then hard count it, because the anticipation from the defense is there. Watch Hayden Jay hustle up to the line. Everybody thinks it's going to go on one right now.
Yep.
And a little movement up front, offsides by Aquinas.
Egregious penalty there, as now Kennedy running on first down and running for positive yardage and a decent gain on first down of 4 yards. Boy.
And with that missed field goal right now, the clock really is the enemy of St. Thomas Aquinas.
And we're also left in limbo. Would they have run the play if they wouldn't have got the defensive encroachment? Would they have just gone back and punted it? So many questions to be answered, and now a tackle for a loss as Kennedy is thrown down. That was Kean Payne, the super sophomore nose guard, and also Ciavi there as well, who has the block punt in the first half. Number 1 defensive end Contact, yeah.
This is the play right here of the game, Kevin. 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes to go in this game. 3rd down and 10. Aquinas needs to get a stop here and force Mill Valley to punt the football to you.
Yeah, 3rd down and long. Jay's pass knocked away by Ciavi. It's incomplete. No fumble, incomplete pass. And it looks like it'll be 4th down and 10 and punting time. And once again, Ciavi, remember his dad played for the Chiefs back in the day. And
nice little inside move, gets his hands up in the throwing lane. And this is actually a huge break because the incomplete pass stops the clock.
And Jay lines up like he's in his normal spot and then will back up. Blake O'Brien to return it. And again, the pressure by Ciavi, and he got it away, and he gets the tremendous field turf roll. It'll find its way inside the 5-yard line. So Ciavi comes close to the punt block, and then the run out. 63-yard punt, but seemed like about 20 of it was garnered on the ground, and that's a field changer.
That's a huge field changer, especially with this style of offense that Aquinas runs. But you got to stop, get the football back here. I know it's deep in your own territory, but you've got an opportunity here to move the ball.
Talk about coaches wanting guys to come up and field the punts. And that is the result when you don't field it. And here's Ford's pass behind Kammerer, incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Just a quick slant went awry. Saints again passing from near their goal line. Quarterback hit as he throws. And Forgy could not come down with the football, and it's going to be incomplete. 3rd down and 10. Who got in on the quarterback with the heat here? And no, it's his own guy. Got pushed into the back of the quarterback.
Just a lot of push by Mill Valley's defensive line, pushing the offensive line of Aquinas back into Ford.
So from the 3-yard line, now 3rd down and 10. Saints trailing. Quick pitch it out to Rizzi. Needs a block. And not going to get it as Wooster, the Mike linebacker, finishes him off after the short run. And now the Saints going to have to punt out of their own end zone. So Wooster with that PAT block earlier. Top tacklers. Bergeron leads them in tackles at over 80.
Kevin, that's been their best play all game long. To Rizzi out there, I'm surprised they didn't go to that on 1st or 2nd down because they've had a lot of success with it so far tonight.
On 4th down, they will go. Ford gonna tuck and run, and he's not gonna get it. I think Cody Moore tracked him down. Also involved was Wooster and Coy, who's had a big ball game defensively, and they collaborated on the stop. And the ball over on downs on the Mill Valley side, making their travel plans to Pittsburgh, Kansas for the weekend.
Well, how big was the punt? Down inside the 5-yard line. Really put St. Thomas Aquinas up against the wall offensively. And Mill Valley making the plays defensively here with just under 4 minutes to go. Getting the football back.
From the 9-yard line, 1st and goal, Jags. Kennedy grabbed by Ellis after a gain to the 7, a gain of 2. The 2nd down and goal. Yeah, you hear coaches all the time asking their guys to make sure they come up and field the punt. But on the other side, in the shoes of the guys returning punts, it's tough to field punts. The wind's affecting, the ball's curving. But with that field turf, when that ball hits on there, it gets that huge roll. Punting averages since field turf took over have gone drastically up. As now Mill Valley again trying to close out another game and go to another championship game. Here's Reese Kennedy powering, and second effort into the end zone. Touchdown, Mill Valley. Reese Kennedy, 7 yards. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Well, this touchdown is just an exclamation point on this football game for Mill Valley. Reese Kennedy had yet to find the end zone for Mill Valley tonight, Kevin. It does here late in the fourth quarter.
14th rushing touchdown of the year. They get the fourth down stop. A couple plays later, they're into the end zone, and they're on their way to Pittsburgh, Kansas to go for a three-peat. We'll have that ball game for you on Spectrum Sports on Saturday. Myself, Johnny Beck, Leon Liebel headed down to Pittsburgh on Saturday as we take a look at the Kennedy touchdown run.
Just watch the work up front. And then right here, this is just all Reese Kennedy finishing this thing off, keeping his legs driving, understanding where the goal line was, and again, putting the exclamation point on this football game.
And Mill Valley going to be taking on Mays. Late touchdown and 2-point conversion, and they upset the #1 seed. And wow, Mays was a 3 seed, and everybody had pretty much putting Cape and Mount Carmel into that championship game, but Mays will advance at 10-2 to take on 12-1 Mill Valley in the Battle of the M&Ms. Can't wait for that drive down to Pittsburgh. Up man fielding it, and the return by Blake O'Brien. If you like Kansas, that morning drive down 69 south to Pittsburgh is it's a good drive. Beautiful drive, and when Mark and I were down at Pittsburgh last year, was I felt like it was something from The Walking Dead. You know, during the pandemic, it was. You know, you and I both have been to Pittsburgh, Kansas, and Gorilla Game Day, and it was just weird seeing that there. A lot more people will be there, and the Mill Valley fans will pour into Pittsburgh and cheer on their team as Ford to pass on first down. And he's in trouble. Gets away from, he's like Houdini out there as the pass is caught. And out near the 48-yard line, a nice catch there as coming back, making the catch, the speedster Grant Kelly.
Well, he felt like, it looked to me like he felt like he was going to get hit about 8 times on this play, and nobody was able to wrap him up. And then the poise to deliver a strike to complete the ball after all that.
Amazing. As we get a timeout. This was taken by Aquinas. Or was it an official's timeout? I believe it might have been an official's timeout. So no timeout taken by Aquinas. They're back facing a second down and short as 2 and some change left in this ball game. as the slant is caught, and it is a first down for the Saints. Down to the 44-yard line. Catch by Kammerer. Well, Coach Dreiling's team have their 5-game win streak snapped. And now their quarterback is in trouble. Ball knocked free. First contact by Schaefer, and then the second contact knocked it free, and there's the Jaguar still down. I think that's Rutkowski. He might have been shaken up. Schaefer with the first contact, but it was Rutkowski that knocked it free. Saints maintain. I think Rutkowski had Ford land on top of him and stayed down as the Saints able to cover up the football. Rutkowski's had a nice game tonight. The D-line for the Mill Valley squad has been very, very good tonight. Might have got the wind knocked at him as Ford kind of sat on his chest.
Yeah, and this is something you don't want to see if you're Mill Valley right down the stretch here. Starters getting hurt late in the game, but again, this looked more like an unfortunate situation. Like, just as you mentioned, Kevin, just pulled Ford down and looked like he landed kind of right on his rib cage area.
Yeah, that's another thought. We don't want to judge on an injury. And let's see what happened here. It looked like Ford just sat on his chest.
How about the swim by Aiden Schaefer just to start this, right? Doesn't finish it. Rutkowski knocks the football down, and it does look like he landed kind of right in that left rib cage area.
Now Rutkowski coming off with the training team there, and wish him all the best, and hopefully he'll be back for Saturday action against Mays for a chance at a three-peat. It is now second down, 16 after the strip and fumble recovery by the Saints. Scrimmaging near midfield. Ford passing, and Kelly cannot make the catch. Kelly is the fastest guy on the team. He and MJ Overstreet have the best 40 times, and they expect a bright future out of Grant Kelly. They're going to use him as one of their slots in their offense. As Ford setting up a screen pass, and there's some blockers in front, and it'll be Rizzi. He's down just inside the 38 and keeps going. It's not enough for the first down, but it's a nice chunk. 13 yards by Rizzi, who's had a very good game rushing the football. As the clock approaching a minute to go in your 5A sub-state ball game. Now here's Ford. Not much doing on the ground. And it'll be fourth down and short. Going to get an official's timeout.
That was fourth down right there.
All right. Well, the chain gang is saying it's still fourth down, but fans about ready to celebrate a victory. Well, Mill Valley is, well, I'll tell you what. You need a priest, an exterminator, and a small army to get them out of that 5A bracket. They are a tough team to get rid of.
Listen,
fans think
that was fourth down. The box was at fourth down.
Well, the box is saying fourth down here, so here's the fifth down run, and let's see, second effort, and Rizzi, he looked like he got it as he stretched the ball. Is this Missouri, Colorado, an extra play?
Well, it's not going to matter at this point in the game, but
it gives the fans something to grumble and complain about. As here's the pass by Ford, incomplete to Kammerer. As Anderson had the coverage. 2nd down and 10. Now, Mill Valley Mays next Saturday. Watch it on Spectrum Sports. Johnny Beck, Leon Liebel, and myself will be heading to Pittsburgh Thanksgiving weekend to broadcast that one, 1 o'clock. Carney Smith Stadium, Pittsburgh, Kansas, PSU campus. As Ford to throw, as this pass going to be caught over the shoulder, and Kelly bounced out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. Mill Valley 12-1, number 1 team in 5A, taking on a Mays team that I think maybe surprised the pundits as they upset the number 1 seed in the West. Now 1 second on the clock. As fans anticipating their celebration. Now they're making an adjustment to the clock. Well, Mays was one of those teams that was preseason ranked in the top 5. They beat Derby last year. They finished at 9-2 as they were bounced in the playoffs by Carroll. So Mays has the resume. Mill Valley is the juggernaut that you really need like a bazooka to knock them off their mantle. As this pass low and incomplete, as that was intended for Kammerer near the goal line. Is down to 4 seconds. And Ford on 3rd down and goal. Floats a pass up, and it's going to be intercepted, and that is going to do it. As the pass intercepted in the end zone by Jake Fisher. And the lights flicker because the clock is all zeros, and Mill Valley headed south to Pittsburgh looking for a three-peat as they'll play Mays Saturday at Pittsburgh State University in Carney Smith Stadium. 1 o'clock. We'll have the broadcast for you on Spectrum Sports.
Well, real solid performance, Kevin, by Mill Valley. In their pursuit of their 3rd straight state championship here in Class 5A.
And players shaking hands. Let's take a look at what the 6A bracket shows us. And Blue Valley Northwest, winners of the EKL this year, and they will take on Derby, and Derby put up 62 on Lawrence. Well, I was worried after Derby was up 21-0 against Free State, and they let them back in it. There was a lot of coaching points being made in Derby's practices this week by Coach Clark, and he got 62 out of his team, and they oust the Lawrence Lions 62-28. That should be a good championship game. That's in Emporia.
Yeah, how about the year that Blue Valley Northwest has had this year?
Yeah, great year for Coach Ryder.
Absolutely.
And the Huskies, and congratulations to them. Not only winning the EKL title, now they'll play for a 6A championship, a program that just a few years ago they were thinking about expiring. But as we check in now with Bethany with the winning coach, here's Coach Appleby.
Coach, 3rd straight trip to the state title game in Class 5A. How did your team come out with such a win?
Well, a lot of heart, honestly. A lot of heart, a lot of grit. of determination, resiliency. There's so many things I could describe this group with. I mean, just from where we started at the beginning of the year to where we are now, it's unbelievable. Couldn't be more proud of them.
New opponent this year with Mays making it to the 5A state title game. What are you most excited for next week?
Just really, honestly, the preparation part of it. These kids love that, and they love that whole process of the preparation. They'll be back at Phil tomorrow morning. They'll be just as excited as they were week one. Obviously this is a special week. Mays is, obviously a very good opponent. We'll have a lot on our hands, but at the same time too, we'll take it one day at a time starting tomorrow.
Go enjoy it, Coach. Congrats.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Bethany. Thanks, Coach. Back in 2015, when Coach Appleby won his first championship, he called Randy Dreiling when he was going to the championship game, and he said, how do we handle our practices that Thanksgiving week? Randy Dreiling, a good friend of his, helped him out and says, this is how you handle your practices. And they went on to win a state championship, and they'll play for their 5th. Coming up this Saturday, Thanksgiving weekend. Hy-Vee postgame right after this. Coach Appleby with the trophy and his team, and his daughter Lola right behind him there. Young lady that is the tee girl. When they kick off, she goes and gets the kicking tee, and she's a big supporter of her father and her team. And I'll tell you what, Coach, this was a good win. The Saints, though, with 3 mistakes, some penalties, and this is what Coach Dreiling was preaching we can't do against this powerhouse and win a game at their place.
It was, and really the turning point, Kevin, was there on the touchdown here in the 4th quarter, right, that was called back for St. Thomas Aquinas. That they were fighting to get back in this football game. Then the field goal hits off, right? Any chance they had right there of some momentum to continue on was when that field goal hit the upright. But a tremendous performance by Mill Valley, heading back to another state championship game. And I want to give a lot of credit to Coach Dreiling, too, in St. Thomas Aquinas. The end of September and early October was not nice to them in terms of their schedule, right? 4 straight losses, really rallied the troops and made another nice run here in the state playoffs.
I want to say special thanks to our school's ADs, Brent Bouchard, the new AD at Mill Valley, and the new AD at St. Thomas Aquinas. That's Ken Fox. Thanks to our coaches, Joel Appleby and Randy Dreiling. Our producer has been Joe Novacek. For Mark Borichter, Bethany Bowman, and our entire Spectrum Sports broadcasting crew, Kevin White saying so long from Mill Valley High School. As Mill Valley headed to the 5A state championship game this Saturday in Pittsburgh, they will play Mays at 1 o'clock. We'll have the broadcast for you on Spectrum Sports as we say goodnight from Shawnee, Kansas.